And it's a time for the list critics.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
This is our theme song. We are the list critics.
Both of us.
We're making this shit up as we go along.
Do you like our intro song? It is not so very long.
I don't care if you do or don't. You can suck my balls. All right, let's get to this, huh?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, we got today. We got a nice special one. We have IGN's top 100 comic book heroes, which was recently shared from IGN. But we also have some user lists. User by the name of the Moogle Master.
Oh, yeah.
Sent me two lists. The Moogle Master.
Yeah.
He has two lists here. One is you tell me which one you want to hear first. We have top 10 most overrated bands ever.
Oh.
And we have top 10 favorite game soundtracks.
Ooh, both very tempting, but I got to go with the bands to start.
Oh, yeah, okay. So these are his top 10 most overrated bands. Personally, I think that he just named 10 popular bands to just, I don't know.
But let's just see where he goes with this.
Yeah. At number 10, we have Green Day. I don't know if they're overrated.
Are they rated? Like nowadays?
I mean,
like now?
They kind of fell off the radar, you know?
Like they came out with that 21st Century Breakdown, which I couldn't care less about.
You know, I didn't like it at first, but it grew on me, I guess. But I mean,
like
I don't know. I mean, yeah, like a fungus. But no, they're good. I mean, I don't think they're... All right, let's move on.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Number 9 is Fish. I got to agree with him on this. Fish sucks.
That jam band, right?
Yeah, I think just every one of their fans is just in a haze of like weed and stupidity, and they just, oh man, these guys are awesome. No, they're not. They suck.
They're the one jam band, in quotation marks, that I actually know of. I don't really know any other popular bands that consider themselves jam bands.
I think it's because they're the only ones to have any kind of mainstream success, however small it may be.
So in my musical world, I don't really consider them that overrated just because
Well, if you talk to hippies, they're overrated because then they talk about them like they're the greatest thing in the history of music.
Oh, well, then maybe the Grateful Dead should be on this list, too.
They're not, but I think they should be. Number 8, and I do agree with this one also, is the Dave Matthews Band. I never liked Dave Matthews or his band.
I remember them being popular in the 90s.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's talking about overall. Some of these bands on his list haven't been popular in a while.
Like maybe for their time.
Yeah, I don't think they I don't think they were ever good. I mean, I think once again it was just a bunch of college frat boys and a haze of stupidity and OxyContin.
OxyContin, threw that in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're good at what they do, but what they do is not
suck.
A lot of substance.
What they do is suck. So if they're good at sucking,
then this is the band for you.
I don't know. Yeah, if you like bands that suck, oh man.
Oh, we got a garbage bin out back full of them.
Number 7 is Weezer. I don't know. They've been through an interesting evolution. At first, I thought they were kind of underrated because it was a pretty good band that really nobody had heard of. And,
yeah, the only album of theirs I actually have is that Blue album, the first.
Yeah, well, I had the blue one too, and then I had the green one.
Yeah, that was alright.
I didn't like the green one. There was one between those two that everybody says is awesome. And,
Pinkerton.
I don't know. Every once in a while I hear a song by them, and I'm like, yeah, it's all right.
I might not necessarily change the station, but I'd be like, eh.
It's all right. I mean, but yeah, they're definitely overrated because they became like insanely popular, I guess, on the merits of their first album, which was
and they kind of spearheaded that whole nerd rock thing, I guess.
Which has sort of paved the way for hipster rock, which is not a good thing.
And math rock. Can you believe that's a genre?
No, that's it. No, math rock is a completely different thing.
Yeah, but I heard it through them.
There's no way. No, because math rock is kind of an offshoot of like progressive rock, where it's really technical and there's a lot of time signature changes. And,
really? Huh?
Yeah, you wouldn't have heard it from a band that can barely play a guitar solo. That doesn't. It's like the opposite of what Weezer is.
See, I just heard that amongst people thinking, okay, nerds, math, I see what they're doing there, but...
No, it's completely different. Number 6 is 9 Inch Nails, which, again, they've kind of dropped off... Well, I say they, I mean, it's one dude. It's kind of dropped off the radar, I don't know. I have a few of their albums. I think they're all right. I
9 Inch Nails? Overrated? I was never really into them, so I can't really judge for myself. Yeah. But, I mean, people who liked them that I knew, didn't really consider them as gods of music or anything. They were just like, this band is really cool, man. They do like all kinds of not technical, what's that stuff that they do? Industrial, not technical. Yeah. They mix industrial and rock, and I'm like, okay, so
I agree. I don't think that they're ever really touted. Number 4 is Radiohead, and I can see where he's going with that, because Radiohead is a band that could have been really brilliant had they not stopped caring.
Yeah, like been phoning it in for the past couple albums.
Yeah, exactly. And, and they're still popular. It's like their talent has sort of disappeared, but their fans are still there.
To be honest, I always get bored when I hear Radiohead, whether it's their newest album or even their first album. And you can
they had a couple of really good ones, but
you can chew me to bits about this, but I'm not bitter.
I'm sure you will be. Yeah.
I'm not bitter over Radiohead. It's just I've never cared about them. Like, I just don't care.
Speaking of, number 3 is not even a band. He just says any of the Beatles solo. So I guess he means, I guess he's lumping George Harrison, Ringo Starr. I mean, all of them. Well, they all had solo careers, really, all 4 of them. Because even John Lennon released a few solo albums before he got shot. As for overrated, I don't know.
Overrated? I don't know.
Well, I think he is, but I
don't. Really?
But,
I thought his stuff was all revolutionary and.
Revolutionary as he was a communist. That was the revolution. But I don't know. I mean, George Harrison's stuff is awesome. And I don't think anybody's really overrating Ringo Starr. I mean,
yeah, like I said in the first one, is he even being rated at all?
Yeah, exactly. Number 2 is Wilco. I've certainly heard a lot about Wilco, but I don't think I've ever actually heard them, so I have no opinion there.
Yeah, Wilco, Wilco.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's all I know.
I've heard of them, but
that's the beginning and end.
I'll be honest. The extent of what I know of them is they were mentioned in the movie Funny People. That's it. Like,
they must
what's
be
his
overrated.
Seth Rogen invites a chick to a Wilco concert. That's all I mean, that I'd never heard of them before then. Never really heard of them after that. So that's my Wilco experience right there. Very limited.
I don't know, maybe he's thinking Seth Rogen is overrated, so by proxy Wilco is overrated?
Well, maybe he knows about them.
Yeah,
maybe he's heard them.
Maybe, that's true.
Maybe he's surrounded by people who won't shut the fuck up about them. And he did put them at number 2, so he thinks they're really overrated. Number 1 is Pearl Jam, which I actually kind of agree with this, because I think that they kind of fall into the same category as Radiohead, and that they were once great and now they suck. But their fan base is not as big as ever, but it's certainly as overzealous as ever.
But you have to give the band itself credit for not going out there and continually pimping their own stuff, because
that's because they're a bunch of friggin' liberal weirdos who don't want anything to do with promoting themselves or capitalism or anything. They had that big thing in the 90s where they were going after Ticketmaster because they charged, fees for buying tickets, which is a completely normal thing. And they're like, and our fans are kids. They can't afford $30. And I'm just like, stop being a douche.
Yeah, but
it's you know what the biggest thing about him, that Ed Vedder, that bugs me, is that he shaved his head into a mohawk for a while, around 2001, 2002. when
Okay.
America was first going to war in like Iraq and Afghanistan and whatnot.
All that jazz, yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to keep my hair this way until our government stops killing people overseas. And
Good
I'm
luck.
like, Ed, I don't think they care if you, I don't think that, like Donald Rumsfeld is going to rush into the Oval Office and be like,
Oh,
George,
shit.
George, we got to rein it in. Eddie Vedder cut his hair. That's not exactly a very effective protest. So I got my own issues about Pearl Jam. What do you think of the list? I think it's got a few good things on there, but not like great list.
But unfortunately, some of those I'm not too familiar with, so I can't give.
Yeah, but aren't there
Yeah.
bands that are really overrated that should be on there? Like you mentioned, the Grateful Dead, they should be on there.
Nickelback?
Oh, actually, I skipped one.
Ah.
I don't know how I did this, but number 5 was Kiss. They should be number 1.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ah.
Yeah, I don't know
Kiss.
how I did that. That's my bad. Yeah,
Been
Kiss is
living
really
with
overrated.
Been living maybe not a seething hatred, but an annoyance of Kiss
How about
stuff everywhere my whole
The
life.
Rolling Stones, they're the most overrated band of all time.
They put out good stuff, but
When was this?
Hmm?
Name one good song.
I don't know. They're one of their
Exactly.
big hits or whatever.
All their big hits suck. All
Yeah,
right, let's rate it. I'm giving it a 5.
I'll be a little more generous considering he put Wilco in there, which I'm not too familiar with. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and give him a 6.
Okay. And here's his top 10 favorite game soundtracks. Number 10, he has Jet Set Radio Future, which
it was
that was on Xbox.
It was
wasn't
popular at the time. That music was getting pretty hot. So
Well, I don't know. It's not really my kind of music.
me neither. But hey, if it's selling, So I don't know, it seems good for number 10.
At number 9, he has Super Mario World, which I don't agree with.
People, I don't know, people hum that, walking around or doing stuff. Doom, doom, do 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 doom, do 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 do.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Like they get in your head
Yeah, but how many Mario games have better music?
a lot.
Nearly all of them. I mean, I don't know. All right, number 8. Number 8, he puts Sonic the Hedgehog. I assume he's talking about the original, because if he's talking about that one that came out on Xbox, I might, vomit my sanity out of my eyeballs. But, yeah, that had some great songs on it. I liked the soundtrack to Sonic.
I do prefer the original Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack to Sonic 2, which I know a lot of people like. A lot. There are good tracks on Sonic 2, but Sonic 1 I feel is consistently good.
I agree with you. Plus Starlight Zone. I mean,
oh yeah, man, I could just improv lyrics to that all day. I will do it here though. But
I'd love to hear it here. So what? Yell so what at her.
Okay.
Yay. It's True Blood. I mean, we should do a top 10 most overrated TV shows, and that would be on there.
I like that show.
Oh, stop it.
I do.
All right, number 7 is Grand Theft Auto 4, and I think we talked about this, that if you're going to include Grand Theft Auto, it's kind of a cheat.
Because it's not really the game soundtrack; it's a music soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly. And number 6, Super Mario Brothers 3. I have to take on. He clearly favors the classics, which is okay.
Yeah, it's understandable.
But, I mean, first off, that's the only other Mario game on here, and if you're going to put any Mario games for soundtracks,
Galaxy.
If you're not going to include Galaxy because you're still stuck in the 16-bit era, why not Yoshi's Island?
Yeah, I guess that one was all right for music.
It was awesome for music.
Well, I think it was all right. I don't know if it was great for music. It was okay.
You're out of your mind. It was awesome. Number 5 is the newest game on the list, and it's an old one, so it tells you. Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
7 had good music. I will agree with him on that.
Yeah.
Relax. It's not the only Final Fantasy game on here.
No. I mean, even if Final Fantasy VII was the only one, I can understand. A lot of people
Yeah.
enjoyed it, and they liked, and it does have some good parts where the music swells and then it breaks
I know
into
I know the
boss music
overworld.
and-
I know the overworld theme bugs you, and you're gay because of that.
Yes, I'm gay because I don't like the Final Fantasy VII overworld music.
Then it's exactly why you're gay.
But hey, I mean, I agree that the soundtrack is good. I don't think it's
number
great, but
4.
it's good.
Number 4, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I thought the first one had a better soundtrack, but
Me too.
2's
but-
no slouch.
Yeah, 2 has like Chemical Plant Zone, Casino Night Zone.
Yeah, Casino Night Zone was a good one. Number 3, Final Fantasy 6.
Booyah! All right.
Now, if he's stuck it, and I mean, he's obviously stuck in the 16-bit era. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, he had Jet Set Radio Future on there. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that'd be the
And
new
Grand Theft Auto 4. Those are the ones I should forget about. But for the most part, really kind of, like, I'm thinking then, well, if he's really kind of stuck in that era, what is he going to put above FF6? Is it going to be Chrono Trigger? Is it going to be a Castlevania game? No, number 2 is Earthbound. Is it really known for its music? I mean...
It has. It's. I'm gonna treat it like I treated. I don't know. Don't chastise me for this, but I'm gonna put it along with Yoshi's Island in the sense that it's okay, but it doesn't really.
I thought Earthbound sucked, so,
Well, yeah, you're already biased to the music itself, and I mean,
Well,
it's
I've heard
okay.
I've heard some of the songs that
Better
remixed
than Final
for-
Fantasy VI, let alone set
not even.
soundtrack.
Not even close.
No, you are wrong.
And number 1, his number 1 favorite game soundtrack of all time, Final Fantasy IV.
Huh?
Well, I gotta admit, it has the coolest fucking boss theme out of all the Final Fantasy games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think? I don't think this was a really well thought out list.
No, there was like it didn't seem sparsed out enough. Like you could just say top 10 Final Fantasy tracks or something like.
Final Fantasy, Mario, and Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw in a little Jets.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm not really feeling that list.
I don't know. I also thought that even if you take those soundtracks, they were still mixed up in an improv.
He had a Grand Theft Auto in there, which is a big no-no.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna drop it down to even a 3. Sorry, man.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, send us your lists. We will critique them, but let's get to the main event here.
Yeah.
IGN did, a few years ago, they did the top 100 comic book villains of all time. And I had my issues with that list. I felt it was an okay list, but you know what? I'm going to bring it up real quick, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to just give you the top 10. I mean, obviously going through all 100 would take a long time, but I'm just going to give you the top 10 just to kind of emphasize the issues that I had with it. Number 10 was the Kingpin. Number 9, Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
Number 8, Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Number 7, Ra's al Ghul.
Nice.
Number 6 was Darkseid.
Okay.
Number 5, Galactus.
Yeah.
Number 4, Lex Luthor.
Number 4.
3, Doctor Doom. I know, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, the Joker, and then
Number
I'm
2.
like, okay, I call shenanigans. He's number 2. Who the fuck is number 1? And I click it, and it's Magneto. So I'm thinking, they kind of fucked that up. But let's do the top 100. I haven't looked through this really, but this is the top 100 superheroes of all time according to IGN, and let's see if they cocked it up or not. What do you think? Do you think they cocked it up?
Maybe they learned their lesson. Maybe there was some fan input after the last one.
I would hope so. I mean, damn.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now.
Yes. Now, number 100 is a guy that you probably haven't heard of. He's called Gru the Wanderer. Ever heard of Gru?
I know that if it's dark, you might get eaten by one.
No, it's not. It's Groo, actually.
Oh, okay.
No, Gru was, he was created by this guy, Sergio Aragones. A lot of people know him from his work in Mad Magazine.
Oh, okay.
And he was sort of it was a a comedy thing that he was like a barbarian swordsman who was a total idiot.
Okay.
And his dog was the smart one.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and he was like a complete meathead, but he'd always save the day in his own like bizarre way. But
so it was like an Inspector Gadget kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of, except like in a feudal, semi-feudal, like Middle Eastern sort of Prince of Persia setting.
Okay.
Gru is pretty cool. I have some of the comics. It's pretty funny stuff.
All right.
Number 99 is the Wasp from the Avengers.
The original Avengers?
Well, she's been in almost every iteration of the Avengers. She's that chick that like can get really small, and then she like flies around, and she also like shoots energy.
Ah, shooting energy. The staple of any superhero.
Well, she calls it her sting or something. I'm pretty sure the Wasp is dead now.
Ah, somebody brought up the Osprey.
She was also... there you go. She was also known for always changing her costume because she was like a fashionista.
Oh, okay.
She would always come up with like a new costume. I don't know, I guess the Wasp's alright. I really don't have any bias for or against the Wasp.
Throwing an Avenger right at number 99.
There's been so many Avengers. You name any Marvel character, they've been an Avenger at one point or another.
Oh, okay.
Number 98 is Nova.
Nova.
He's another... I don't know. He's another Marvel guy. Marvel actually has two characters named Nova. This is the male Nova. He's basically kind of like a generic superhero. Like, he flies, he's super strong, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, Superman clone.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, great.
he had his own comic in the 70s called Nova the Human Rocket. I don't know. I'm never a fan of his.
Him versus the Rocketeer.
So.
Let's see who wins.
Well, yeah, you know, the Rocketeer can't fly on his own. He's got a shitty jetpack. But then again, he's fighting Nazis. Nova's fighting, like, Galactus, so...
Yeah, who eats planets.
There you go. Number 97 is Adam Strange.
Adam Strange?
He's a DC Comics guy that, he's from Earth, and he was, like, whisked away to another planet, and he doesn't have any, like, powers or anything, but he has, like, a gun and a jetpack. Think kind of like a
Cable?
Like a Buck Rogers type.
Oh, okay.
You know, because he was around that era, like, in the 50s. Like, he's still around, but not as big of a character.
Does he still just kind of shoot guns, no powers?
Yeah, he doesn't have any powers, but he's, like, really resourceful and whatnot.
All right.
You know.
He knows
He's
stuff.
got a
That's
whole
cool.
bunch of, you know, alien technology.
Of course. All right.
Number 96 is the Falcon. I'm not sure if you know him.
No.
He was Captain America's sidekick for a while. Black guy with wings. That's pretty much his deal. Black guy with wings.
Black Falcon?
Yeah, he's pretty cool. No, he's just called the Falcon.
Oh, okay.
He's a pretty cool... As a matter of fact, when Steve Rogers was killed off for a while, there was a big thing about, like, you know, who was going to be Captain America, and a lot of people, including myself, thought it was going to be him, actually. But I guess Marvel was like, no, we can't have a black guy, so... You know, I don't know. So Bucky got it. Number 95, yeah. You've probably heard of this guy, the Savage Dragon.
No, sounds like a wrestler, though.
It's an Image comic with this big, green, muscular guy with, like, a fin on his head. You've never seen this?
No, not really.
There was a cartoon and everything. The cartoon sucked. But
There's a cartoon?
yeah, there was, like, a Saturday morning cartoon of which is funny because it's, like, one of the bloodier comics out there.
Oh.
But, like, he's also, like, a cop.
No, this is totally foreign to me.
Wow, okay. Well, yeah, let me send you a picture of him. You have to have seen this guy at one point or another. Where's your fucking IM thing? There you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's fucking MSN. Whenever I IM you on MSN, you come on AIM.
Yep.
All right, here you go.
Boom.
That's the Savage Dragon.
Oh, it's kind of like Fish Hulk.
Fish? Yeah, I guess he is kind of like a Fish Hulk.
Yeah, he's got the tank top
There you go.
on.
You know what's funny is he only 2 of the original Image comics are still being published today. One of them is Savage Dragon, the other Spawn.
Spawn.
Yeah. Like all the other ones, like, you know, like Youngblood and Wildcats and like the Max, they're gone, you know. But well, in Youngblood and Wildcats, that's part of DC now, but you get my point.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Number 94 is Supergirl. I'm actually surprised to see her so low on the list.
Supergirl.
You've never heard of Supergirl?
No, I have. It's just I'm thinking, no, like there's Supergirl. Is there a Superwoman?
Well, yeah, but I don't expect to see her on this list.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the Superwoman, like back in the old days, it was basically like Lois Lane, who had like superpowers for like a short amount of time.
Oh.
And they did a Superwoman recently, but she was a villain.
Oh, that's not very.
And it actually turned out to be Lois's Lane's sister, and then like Supergirl killed her, and
Spoiler alert.
wow, it was a few years ago.
Still.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
You know. A lot of people don't like the current version of Supergirl because they think she's too, like, sexed up.
Well, I mean...
But, you know, I don't know. I think I like the character, so I'm surprised to see her so low.
If she wants to flaunt it, let her flaunt it.
There you go. Well, Superman ain't stopping her. I mean, and he's sort of like, you know, he's the older male cousin, so...
Yeah.
You should be, like, telling her, hey, you know, stop giving up the vagina to... Wow.
Or
anyway,
stop
you know what's...
teasing.
Hey, what do you think about Supergirl? She's technically older than Superman.
Huh.
Like, because he was in, like, basically, she was in, like, suspended animation, and then, like, in the interim, he was born.
Okay. Oh.
So, like, because her father... like, sent her to Earth, but he put her to sleep, like, in these crystals, and sent her to Earth that way. And then in the interim, like, Superman was born, but, you know, they sent him to Earth as a baby. And they didn't find Supergirl until, like, later, because she was, like, at the bottom. She didn't land in Kansas. She landed in, like, the ocean.
And so she couldn't come out of her stasis.
Well, you know, nobody found her. Like, Batman found her, like, later on. And then and she was naked, too, which was pretty funny. Because then she went on a rampage for a while. It was pretty funny. But, yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's move on. 93 is okay, you probably don't know her, but you've probably seen her at one point. This is Donna Troy.
Donna Troy?
The reason they use the name Donna Troy is because she's had a bunch of different superhero identities. She was the original Wonder Girl.
Wonder Girl?
Yeah, and then she was Dark Star. She was Troya. She actually was Wonder Woman for a small amount of time.
Oh my goodness!
So she's but usually she just goes by Donna Troy. She, you know, wears this like boobalicious Starfield costume.
Of course, you gotta let them pop out.
Well, yeah, I gotta show you this. You gotta see this. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Boobalicious Starfield.
Yeah, I guess so, eh?
Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Got little star bits all over her.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Number 92, and this is a bizarre one, because I don't know if I consider this one a superhero. We got Usagi Yojimbo.
The ninja dude? Or ninja? The samurai?
Samurai rabbit guy, yeah. Almost nobody even realizes that Usagi was a comic character, and most people know him because he had a cameo in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, just... Okay, so he's a bunny. He's got ninja stuff.
It's almost the same thing as Gru, except I think Gru is cooler, so...
Yeah,
I don't know.
Strange one for the list.
Very strange, yeah. Number 91, and this is another one that I don't know if you could really paint him as a superhero, but we have Cerberus.
Three-headed dog?
No, he's actually an aardvark.
Oh, all right.
He's actually a little bit like Gru in the way that he was created as being a parody of Conan the Barbarian, except that Cerberus kind of became like more serious as it went along. He also famously crossed over with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's where I think most people would know him from.
Oh, it doesn't really ring a bell, but I haven't seen every single episode of the cartoon.
Well, it was in the comic, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Number 90 is Ghost Rider, and I think Ghost Rider's lame, so I'm not going to say much about him.
I remember my brother loved Ghost Rider, like in the, I'd say, early 90s. Like, he'd get a few comics just because, you know, flaming skull on a motorcycle. Cool! You know.
Yeah, that's pretty much the appeal of Ghost Rider in a nutshell.
But that was pretty much the beginning and end of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what... Here's another guy I don't like, but he's kind of popular. Number 89 is Moon Knight.
Moon Knight?
He's sort of Marvel's ripoff of Batman.
Oh, so he's like detective and...
Dark vigilante, no powers, millionaire playboy, you know.
Wow, so he's Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he is Batman, except he wears a white costume. Ooh, edgy.
Yeah, it doesn't really blend with the night, but I guess the whole moon thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I never liked Moon Knight. I always thought he was lame. Number 88 is the She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Now, She-Hulk is interesting because when She-Hulk, I think she was created by Stan Lee, and he just basically wrote her as the Hulk with tits.
It's what it seems like. I mean,
Well,
what
that's
else?
what he means. She was, She-Hulk smash and all that shit,
Mm-hmm.
But then this John Byrne got a hold of her and made her into a more intelligent character, but he also wrote it as like a parody, and it was really funny.
A parody?
Yeah, it was, her comic was very funny. It was always like kind of parodying other comics.
Oh, you mean like a
She was
Deadpool
also-
kind of thing?
Yeah, actually it is kind of like Deadpool because she was aware that she was a comic book character.
Oh,
which
really?
Most people would, you think of Deadpool, but She-Hulk kind of did it first. Well, Animal Man technically did it first, but you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. Didn't even know that.
She-Hulk did it first at Marvel.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever they did, DC probably did it first anyway. Now, number 87 is Renee Montoya. Have you ever watched the Batman cartoon? You're probably familiar with her from there.
The cop, the lady.
The cop, yeah, exactly.
Her as
And
a
she
hero.
pretty much... Well, she's the Question now.
Really?
Yeah, she took over for the Question after he died of cancer. That happened during 52, I think.
Oh, jeez, man.
Yeah.
So why her? Why'd they pick her?
She's pretty awesome. I think that's why. I mean, as the Question anyway. Before, when she was a cop, she was just basically, haha, I'm a lesbian and I like beer,
Yeah.
That was pretty much her characterization. Plus, she's made out with Batwoman.
Yeah?
Hot. Yeah, that's pretty hot, right?
That sounds like recent developments.
Number 86, once again, I wouldn't really call this a superhero, but it's Michonne from The Walking Dead.
A zombie?
Well, obviously, she's a good guy, so no, not a zombie.
Oh.
Come on now.
Well, hey, I mean, zombies can have powers.
Yeah, but they're not good guys. This is a list of good guys.
Yeah, but you yourself said I wouldn't really consider this a...
Well, because it's not a superhero thing. When you think of superheroes, you don't think of somebody that's fighting zombies just with, like...
The list is
things like
comic
guns.
book heroes, though, right?
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, you are right. It is comic book heroes. Okay, I'll give that a pass then.
Like, heck, they could probably put Archie on the list.
Oh, God, I hope not. I'm the hero of Riverdale.
Yeah.
Number 85 is Black Lightning. And I gotta say, only number 85? That's racist.
That's some racist right there.
That is racist. Nah, Black Lightning's cool. I think he should be a little higher on the list.
What is his powers? Like shoot lightning, fly?
He shoots lightning, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good enough for me.
What do you need more than that? I mean, if you could shoot lightning, He's also like, a good fighter,
Yeah, well, of course.
as well. I mean,
It's not like he's sitting on the couch throwing lightning around.
Yeah, exactly. Number 84 is Kazar. I think Kazar is lame.
What is Kazar?
He's like Marvel's version of, like, Tarzan.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got like a pet saber-toothed tiger. And, that's pretty much it.
Alright.
Gotta move along. Number 83, Superboy. Also surprised to seeing him so low.
Wait, is he really all that much of a hero, though?
You're probably thinking of Superboy Prime, the evil one.
Oh, yeah, that is what I'm thinking of.
No, that one was evil. No, this is just regular old Superboy. The one that's a clone of Superman.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Well, if he's Superman Jr., then obviously he's pretty good, but yeah, he is pretty low on the list.
He's had all the superhero tropes. He's started off as a sidekick, had his own book, died saving the world, came back to life in a crossover. I mean, come on, give the guy some credit here. He's done it all.
Yeah, only in the 80s? I mean, in the list? The 80s?
Yeah, it's weird. Number 82 is Eric O'Grady. Now, this is weird. Okay, they Eric O'Grady, and they say this is Ant-Man, but I thought Ant-Man was a different guy.
Maybe there's Ant-Man and there's like the human ant or something?
No. Okay, I'm reading this, and apparently this is like the new Ant-Man.
Oh.
And I haven't read any of this series that's called The Irredeemable Ant-Man. Apparently he's like a superhero, but he's also an asshole.
Superhero asshole.
Yeah, so I don't know. Because I'm thinking of Hank Pym as being Ant-Man.
So this guy will save you from robbers, but won't drive you home.
Yeah, like, I'm thinking Hank Pym is Ant-Man, but now I think Hank Pym is now the Wasp after they killed off the Wasp. I think he took her name.
Oh, jeez, man.
Because I think they were married, and that was like a big blow to him, and that was like his way of honoring her or something.
Sure.
So, number 81. Oh man, this is another one kind of low on the list. Is the Black Canary?
Black Canary. Fill me in.
Chicken fishnets who kicks high.
Chick in fishnets who kicks high. That sounds like a perfect idea.
I know. She also has a sonic scream thing, and she's in the Justice League usually. She was actually the leader of the Justice. Here, I'll send you a picture. You have to have seen her in like a cartoon or something.
She's got Shiva syndrome.
She's also in the Birds of Prey.
Oh, holy smokes! Her legs are like tree trunks.
That's a really bad drawing. I don't know. That's not really a good one. She usually doesn't wear that mask either. So
yeah, it's like a Catwoman black thing going on. I don't know.
Number 80 is Nightcrawler, obviously from the X-Men.
He's got pretty cool powers.
Another dead guy, though.
Oh, yes.
Well, the X-Men never stayed dead for long, so...
No.
You name an X-Men, I'm sure there's been a story where they were killed off.
Name a comic book character, save for a couple few, that have died and never ever come back.
I can't think of a single one off the top of my head. Well, I guess like Invincible. I don't know.
That's what I mean. Like, save for a couple few that's their thing, is that they don't come back.
One weird thing about Nightcrawler is that he was blue, and then they sort of changed him to green after a while. I don't know why they did that.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Nightcrawler. He's okay.
Yeah, he's all religious and whatnot.
Well, that came later, because like when I saw X2 and he was like super religious, I'm like, why did they do that? And then I found out that they had basically done that in the comics over the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like a newer development.
But it's nice to see a character that does that instead of just.
But it isn't like batshit insane, right?
Yeah, like that's just part of their thing that they do.
Here's a guy that I can't stand. Number 79 is Captain Britain.
Captain Britain.
It's just the name makes you laugh. I mean,
well, I think
exactly like Captain America, except he's Captain Britain and he has superpowers.
Oh God, I hope they don't have Captain Canada on here. That dude is embarrassing.
There's a Captain Canada?
Yeah, he looks pretty terrible.
Wow. Number 78 is Sergeant Rock.
Sergeant Rock!
Remember I did that game?
That video game, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, why did they turn Sergeant Rock into a game? But it turned out to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You were satisfied with it.
Yeah, it was okay. Sergeant Rock is one of the few ideas that DC blatantly ripped off from Marvel, because he's definitely their version of Nick Fury.
Yeah, I guess
like, usually Marvel's the one doing the ripping off, but in this case, DC ripped them off. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Moving on. Number 77 is, I hate this guy, the Submariner.
Woohoo!
He does look gay, too.
Yeah.
Especially in this picture, you gotta see this.
Okay.
This is like, he's like, hello, I'm the king of the seas.
He's even got the wrist thing going.
Yeah, I know. And his legs, his knees are in like different time zones. I mean, damn, man. Should close that up.
Yeah, but I don't know. At least he looks better here than he did like when he was in his very first iteration.
Oh, where he was like completely naked except for like a little like fish thong.
Like a little tight thing, yeah.
Yeah, with the little wings on his feet.
And you think, what does this guy have to do with submarines?
You know what most people don't know is that he's actually one of the oldest Marvel characters, that he had first appeared in 1939.
Holy how!
It was only a year after Superman was around.
Jeez, man.
Basically, if you think of like there's a lot of characters that are a lot older than people think. Like the original Marvel characters were Namor the Submariner, Kazar, the Human Torch, and like There was like one other guy. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, not too exciting.
No.
Number 76, you already mentioned this guy. It's the Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer, yeah, fighting Nazis.
I didn't even know he was in comic books until like way after the movie came out.
Same here. Like, I just thought the movie was its own creation.
Yeah, it didn't strike me like a comic book thing. But according to this, he first appeared in Star Slayer #2 from 1982.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what the hell, Star Slayer?
And the video game is pretty awful, too.
Oh, wow, I've played that. A piece of shit. Number 75 is Marv from Sin City.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I liked Marv. He was probably my favorite Sin City character, actually.
He is pretty cool.
And I'm not a big fan of... I hated the comics, but the movie was cool. Just a little more stylish, you know?
Yeah, I do really... I own the movie. I think it's fantastic.
So do I. Number 74 is the Black Widow. Another Avenger on here.
Who would run around in skin-tight black clothing.
And she's played by Scarlett Johansson in the movie.
Bonus.
Boner bonus. Hey, what do
Let's crush beers on our heads.
Hey, if that'll get Scarlett Johansson's attention, that's all I gotta say.
All right.
Number 73 is Jonah Hex, not to be confused with whatever the hell that guy was that shared his name in that awful movie. It was a piece of shit. We should die.
Isn't he like just a cowboy?
He's just a cowboy.
He doesn't have any crazy doofy powers or anything?
No powers, just no chain guns mounted on his horses.
Yeah.
Nothing, just a bounty hunter that happened to have his face burnt off with the hot end of a hatchet.
It's like the movie tried to out-comic book the comic book.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Which is sad. And, Mastodon doesn't play every time he walks into the room. You know.
That was pretty funny, though.
Good Lord. Number 72, this is another one where we have to use his real name because he's had a bunch of different superhero identities. Luke Cage. He was Power Man. He was also he was just called Hero for Hire for a while. He's been in the Avengers, the Thunderbolts, a whole bunch of other shit.
And what are his powers exactly?
He's a very angry black man.
Oh, well.
No, he's like he's got like invulnerability and super strength.
Okay, so strong guy.
Yeah, he can't like fly or anything, but he could punch shit really hard.
Oh, so he's like maybe a calmer version of the Hulk?
Yeah, sort of, but he is pissed off usually.
Okay.
Definitely an angry black man stereotype there. Number 71 is Wildcat. One of the very first DC characters from 1942.
Oh wow!
He's mostly known as like being one of the three guys that are considered the leaders of the Justice Society.
Justice Society, you say?
Well, the Justice Society was the very first superhero team. The Justice League didn't come out till like the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically like they created two super teams. There was the Justice Society and the All-Star Squadron, and it was during World War II. So like the All-Star Squadron were superheroes that like went to Europe and actually fought Nazis, while the Justice Society stayed in America and like kept things safe here.
Like just everyday kind of things.
Yeah, exactly. While all our like military guys and everybody were over there, they were keeping things safe here. And like basically the three guys that like are considered the core members are Wildcat, the original Green Lantern, whose name was Alan Scott.
The magic one?
Yeah, the magic one. And the original Flash, whose name was Jay.
Jay.
So there you go.
Alright.
Wildcat has no powers. He's just a guy who punches things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does he dress up in a goofy outfit?
Yes, he does. He was a boxer, and he just likes to punch people.
Well, he's a bolder man than me for walking around in something.
He's actually known for giving fighting lessons to a lot of the superheroes in the DC universe.
Oh.
Like a lot of these kids, they get superpowers, but they don't actually know how to fight. So he actually teaches them how to fight. So he's kind of like important. I like Wildcat. I think he's cool. We're going to move on here. Number 70 is the Spectre.
Sounds familiar.
He's another really old character. He was in the Justice Society. He's been in a lot of the cartoons. There's been a bunch of different Spectres, though. He's basically an angel that's like the wrath of God, and he like punishes criminals.
So this proves that in the... Wait, is this Marvel or DC?
It's DC.
So this proves in the DC universe that there is a god.
Well, there's several gods in the DC universe.
But I mean, the one that Earth knows.
Well, he claims to be the one, and you know how it is. Yeah, there's been a bunch of different Spectres. Right now, it's a guy named Jim Corrigan, I think, because he bonds to like an Earth person. For a while, it was Hal Jordan.
Oh, gee, that must have been interesting.
It was weird. It was weird. Number 69, giggity giggity.
Yeah.
And this, Joey will love this. It's Scott Pilgrim.
Ooh, fantastic.
My face. I'm just gonna move on. I had nothing to say about Scott Pilgrim. I've never read it or seen anything.
I have read them, and
are they good? Joey likes them.
I like them quite a lot, but man, I don't know. In the comics, he isn't really so much like when he has to kick ass, he will kick ass. But other than that, he just kind of is confusing and annoying.
Well, that sounds about right. Number 68 is Iron Fist. Never a fan of Iron Fist.
Isn't Iron Fist going to be an Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3?
Yes, he is going to be an Ultimate Marvel. And that makes sense because he's a martial artist. You figure he would have been in the series earlier. He was mostly, remember I mentioned Luke Cage, who was Power Man in the 70s? Mm-hmm. They had a series that was Power Man and Iron Fist, and that was actually a really funny series because it was like Iron Fist was like the super serious guy, and Power Man was like, wacky black guy.
So it's the buddy cop?
It was like the lethal weapon of comic books.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, here's number 67, Hank Pym, who has been he's been Ant-Man, he's been Yellow Jacket, he's the Wasp now, he's been like a million different things.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Most people know him. Most people know him as Ant-Man.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, he's also known for beating his wife. Just want to point that out.
Well, that's very sad. Now I don't like him.
I never liked him. Number 66 is the Invisible Woman, and man, they picked like the picture of her with the hugest boobs ever.
Holy jumping.
You don't really think of huge boobs when you think of the Invisible Woman, but...
No, I don't think of a lot when I think of the Invisible Woman.
I guess you think of Jessica Alba, I don't know.
I think of somebody who I can't see.
That's so funny.
Wasn't really going for much of a joke there.
No. Because she's invisible.
Yes.
All right, that's not a joke.
No.
I'm just going to move on.
Yeah.
Number 65. I don't like this guy either. This is Gambit from the X-Men.
Oh, I liked Gambit. He was my favorite character on the cartoon.
What's to like? He's an annoying accent. That's his personality.
I like the accent, and I like his personality.
The accent is his personality.
Well, he was also trying to get with, what's-her-face? Stronger.
The one chick that he can't touch.
That's why he wanted her.
Because he's an idiot. He's also totally a child molester. I just want to point that out.
What?
You know the reason that he joined the X-Men?
No.
Because he fell in lust with Storm and followed her back to the X-Mansion, and then saw Rogue and forgot about Storm. But the fact is, this is at a time when Rogue was de-aged to be about 13 years old.
And how old was Gambit?
I don't know. Like, he looks pretty grizzled, so...
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of people forget about that. A lot of people also forget that originally he could shoot beams out of his eyes.
He can? I thought he just, charged stuff up.
In his original appearance, he shot stuff out of his eyes.
Weird.
He also has the worst. He also has the worst costume ever.
What, that long jacket thing?
It's a trench jacket and a bodysuit.
The bodysuit don't really need, but the jacket I don't mind.
Yeah, pink is such a manly color. There's nothing about Gambit I like.
Hey, if you can pull it off.
There's nothing about Gambit
Which
I like.
He can't pull it off. Well, I like the the cartoon Gambit, not the
thought he
child
was
molester Gambit.
Well, the only version of Gambit that I could tolerate was actually in the Wolverine movie.
Oh, I
And I actually thought it was funny that Wolverine thought he was so annoying, too.
I don't know. I thought it was all right in the movie.
Yeah. Number 64 is the Atom. Well, this is the original Atom. Okay. He was, no, this is not the original Atom. Okay, this is 1961. There was an Atom from, like, the Justice Society that was just a big guy who punched people. Now, this is the guy that he can become, like, really small. And that's kind of his thing. He manipulates his size and weight.
Oh, so kind of like the Wasp you were saying, and
Yeah, but except he was around before them. And
Or,
he's also, like, way cooler.
that Indian guy on Super Friends.
Oh, God. All right, we're moving on here. Number 63 is Blade.
Vampire
Blade,
killer and vampire
yes.
himself.
Now, this is interesting. They use a picture of Wesley Snipes, and rightly so, because the movie Blade was awesome. The comic book Blade is boring.
Really?
Extremely dull comic.
Huh? Because they made the movies so fun.
The movies had nothing to do with the comics.
Oh,
That's why. I mean, he doesn't even use any of those cool weapons in the comics. It's just like pieces of wood.
huh?
You know, like he's basically in the comics. He's like the Black Buffy. That's his deal. I mean,
The Black Buffy before there was a Buffy.
yeah, pretty much because he first appeared in like the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie version of Blade rocks. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know this guy. Number 62, Dashiell Badhorse. That sounds awful. He's from a comic called Scalped, which I've never heard of, and I don't know.
What's he look like?
Generic guy with guns. I mean,
Oh, okay. So he's got guns.
yeah.
Woohoo.
I'm going to move on. Number 61 is the Blue Beetle. Not the original Blue Beetle and not the current Blue Beetle. We're talking about
Middle blue
the
beetle.
guy in the middle beetle. Yeah, Ted Cord.
The beetle in the middle.
He was the funny one.
All right.
He was the one that didn't have powers either.
Oh, so he just had technology on his side.
Yeah, he was like the goofy version of Batman.
Dirt, dirt, dirt.
Well, not that goofy. The thing is, he would team up a lot with Booster Gold, and they were, you know, a couple of, you know, slackers and whatnot. And
Couple of dicks.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But, yeah, I thought Blue Beetle was cool. I like the new Blue Beetle more, though, the Mexican kid.
Are they going to continue with that after everything changes?
Well, they actually had canceled the Blue Beetle comic a while back, and they're actually bringing it back with the relaunch.
Oh, well, good.
Number 60 is, you probably never heard of this one, god damn it, is Phone Bone, who's, I knew you were going to laugh. Phone Bone is from the comic book, which is unfortunately titled Bone.
Oh. Like
It's
just,
like a Disney sort of thing.
Okay, I know what
Except
that
it's
is
not
now.
made by, it was, yeah. Bone was actually really good, actually.
Yeah, just bone. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like
I've seen the covers.
it was like if Disney did a version of Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, as a matter of fact, the three Bone brothers was Phone Bone, Phony Bone, and Smiley Bone.
Okay.
Go ahead, yuck it up. They were basically like, if you think of Phone Bone as being Mickey Mouse, Phony Bone as being Donald Duck, and Smiley Bone as being Goofy, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
But they're in this high fantasy setting. So, let's move on past the boner jokes. Number 59, I just mentioned this guy, Booster Gold.
Who would team up with the Blue Beetle on occasion.
Quite often, yeah, quite often. He had his own comic. He has his own comic now. Which is unfortunately ending with the DC relaunch, but he'll be in Justice League International, so that's cool.
Hmm.
You know, he's no powers, but he comes from the future, has a whole bunch of future technology with him, and his little robot buddy that follows him around making sarcastic remarks. Gotta love that.
Bitty bitty.
Doesn't do that. Thank fuck. Number 58 is the Beast from the X-Men.
Beast.
Now, thankfully, they included a a picture of him where he's like the big blue hairy guy and not the original iteration, which was lame.
What was the original iteration?
Pretty much the same thing, only without all the fur, which, when you think about it, looks really ridiculous. He just had like big hands and feet.
It's just whenever I hear him, I just picture Fraser Crane in my head.
No. Let me see if I can find a picture of him when he didn't have the fur.
Is it like someone dunked him in water, so then all the fur kind of retracts?
No, he didn't have it originally.
So he's just a blue guy.
He wasn't blue. He just looked like a normal dude with really big hands and feet.
Oh. So I wonder.
Yeah.
So how did they retcon his blue look?
No, he basically went through another mutation.
Oh, the next mutation.
And the fur originally was gray, and then it turned blue later on. And then he went through another one later on, and that's why he looks like a cat now.
Oh. Huh.
Like, if you look at him now, he actually looks more like a cat than anything. This isn't the actual cover of the original X-Men #1, but it's like a painting of it. You could see the Beast is the guy with the big feet just kind of swinging like he's gonna, I don't know, kick Magneto in the head or something, or battle him with foot odor.
Oh my goodness.
Also notice that Iceman was covered in snow. Yeah, the X-Men were lame back then.
Oh God, what is this?
Look at the Jean Grey in the background just standing there like she's gonna fall over too.
Yeah, that's an awkward position for her to be standing in.
Hello. What am I doing? Hello. I dropped my hanky. All right, we're gonna move on. Number 57 is, oh God, I hate this guy. The Tick.
What? You don't like the Tick?
The Tick is lame.
Spoon!
I know you're gonna do that.
Awesome. I like the cartoon. I think he's great.
I think you're gay.
You're gay. You're gay for saying I'm gay.
You're gay for liking the Tick. Number 56 is a guy I like, Hawkman.
Cockman?
No, you like Cockman. Hawkman. Dumbass.
It's pronounced...
He's been around for a long time.
Very long time?
Since 1940.
Ooh, during the war.
He originally actually played kind of second banana to the Flash. But obviously he's gotten past that.
Another war-born superhero.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. I mean, the guy's got wings and a mace.
So how is this different from Hawkeye?
Because
powers-wise.
Well, first off, one is Marvel, one's DC. Second of all, Hawkman can actually fly and shit, and Hawkeye is just like a ripoff of Green Arrow, who was a lame character to begin with.
Oh, dear. Okay.
So,
Hawkman sounds cooler.
Yeah, exactly. Number 55 is John Stewart, one of the Green Lanterns of Earth.
The black guy?
Yes, the black guy, you racist.
Heavens, how dare I say what...
It's not like you said the architect. He's more than just a black guy. You know, I'm just fucking with you. I knew you were going to say it, so...
I know him mainly from the cartoon.
Yeah. Dwayne McDuffie was a big fan of Jon Stewart. And also because I think Dwayne McDuffie wanted to put a lot more, I want to say... diversity in the Justice League. Okay. He felt it was a little too white, which he kind of had a point. So.
A little too bright in the green room.
Number 54 is another guy I never heard of called Elijah Snow, who appears in a comic called Planetary.
Does this person have snow powers?
I think it's just a guy in a suit. I mean.
So a lot of superheroes.
Oh no, he has like ice powers.
How original.
Apparently, at one point, he froze Dracula's crotch with and shattered it with a kick. That is pretty badass. I don't know if it gives him number 54 on the list, but it definitely earns him a spot on the list.
No more little bat babies.
Oh man. Number 53 is Bucky Barnes, who was originally Bucky, and then he was the Winter Soldier, and now he's Captain America.
Captain America.
What?
Captain America.
America, fuck yeah. Yeah,
so
he's interesting.
He's the current version of Captain America?
Yeah. He's the one that actually wears armor that looks like armor.
Oh, okay.
Number 52 is Aquaman.
This guy's poked a lot of fun at.
Well, a lot of people think Aquaman are lame. I call those people douchewads because they think of him as being the idiot in Super Friends who had to stand around in the background until they found a way to work water into the story.
That's what I think of, too.
The thing is, Aquaman is actually almost as powerful as Superman, so...
Almost.
Well, he could take a bullet, but it kind of hurts him.
Hmm.
And he can't fly, so...
So he can punch things very well.
Yeah, but and also he can, take over your mind.
Talk to fish.
Yeah, but he could talk to fish, but he could also take over your mind and make you do shit.
He's got mind powers?
Yeah, well, how do you think he talks to fish? He doesn't open his mouth. He's underwater.
I don't know, like... He's like...
It's not like he goes... Blah, 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 and the fish are like... Blah, 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 and
being like
each
one
other.
with the fishies or...
No, it's psychic stuff.
Yeah, like fish psychic. He's a fish psychic.
Except he's not a fish. He can just... He just happens to understand them.
So he's one of those animal
He's actually... He's very... Yeah, he's a lot more powerful than you think he is. I'm just saying.
All right, good for him.
Anyway, moving on. Number 51 is the Black Panther. Now, he's interesting because he started off as a bad guy, and then he became a superhero later on.
Well, I've heard of this group called the Black Panthers, and
ironically, he is a black guy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but he's not affiliated with the Black Panther Party.
He should sue for copyright. That's my name.
Well, let's see. He's been around since the 60s. They've been around since around the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So. That's interesting. I wonder who came first. I'm not going to look it up.
Yeah.
I was wondering. No, he was like a bad guy in the Fantastic Four, and then later it turned out that he wasn't really a bad guy.
Oops, mistake.
And for a while he was in the Fantastic Four. So.
Oh.
Plus he's married to Storm, so he's hitting that.
Hey.
Just saying.
Nice going.
Number 50. We're halfway through. It's Captain Marvel, not the Captain Marvel from Marvel, but the Captain Marvel from DC.
Is that
Confused yet?
Shazam?
Yes, Shazam.
Ah, okay.
Shazam. He actually started out... He was originally published by a comic company called Wiz Comics. And it was a more innocent time. But basically, he started off as like a big rip-off of Superman. But the thing is, he was actually, in the 40s, he was actually more popular than Superman.
Crazy. How can anybody be more popular than Superman?
People were eating this shit up. I think it's because he was a little boy that turned into a superhero and people kind of identified with him more.
He can use magic, right?
Yeah, he is magic.
Yeah, so
created by a wizard.
Couldn't he technically defeat Superman?
Oh yeah, and it's happened quite a few times.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, National Publications was doing Superman. They're the company that later became DC. And they saw this, Captain Marvel comic just, eating up the friggin' newsstands and outselling all their comics. So, of course, they sued Wiz Comics into oblivion.
Oh.
And a lot of the old powers that Captain Marvel had that were like, Superman powers, they couldn't show him doing that anymore. Like, he wasn't allowed to, like, have, like, super breath or any of that anymore. But then, ironically, DC wound up buying the character later on.
Go figure.
So, yeah, go figure. There you go. Number 49 is Barry Allen, a.k.a. The Flash.
Ah,
Specify him, because obviously there's been more than one Flash.
Of course.
He was the Flash from the mid-50s until about 1985 or so, when he was killed off in the most spectacular way possible.
Which was?
It was during the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh.
Ran himself to death, literally. Like, he ran so fast that he, like, reversed time. And
wow.
And it stopped the Anti-Monitor's weapon from firing and destroying all of reality, but in the same time it reduced him to, like, a skeleton.
Oh, DC released a cartoon of that, I think. Crisis on...
Crisis? Really? I gotta see that.
I think it's like Crisis on Two Earths or Infinite Earths or something like that.
Yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's what it was called.
Yeah, and they released a cartoon, and it shows that he's, like, running on this little thingamajig to reverse time, and then he becomes an old man and just dies.
Yeah, here, I gotta a scan of it. I never knew that there was a cartoon version of Crisis. I would love to see that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
There's the death of Barry Allen as the Flash. He recently came back.
Oh my
He's
goodness,
currently
it's
the Flash.
horrible.
I guess it wasn't that graphic in the cartoon, huh?
No. Whoa.
Crisis was a big thing because I mean the Flash died, Supergirl died. I mean it was insane.
It seems like all the Crisis things are always huge Mondo deals.
Well, and they're doing one right now. It's not called Crisis, but
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint definitely qualifies. They killed Wally West, so I mean.
Not Wally West.
Yeah, fuck him. I would fuck that Wally West. Okay, here's another guy I don't know. Number 48 is Mitchell 100 from a comic book called Es Machina.
Maybe he can turn into 100 people?
That would be weird. Let's see. I think it's just his name. Let's see.
Yeah, but sometimes they like to tie the name to what they do.
Apparently he used to be a superhero and now he's the mayor of New York City.
Oh.
Okay.
What a superpower.
Well, I mean, he has superpowers, but, like, he's a retired superhero that became a politician.
Huh.
It sounds interesting. I don't know. Number 47 is Kitty Pryde, also the reason that Wolverine is on the FBI's watch list.
And when Wolverine had an Australian accent.
When did Wolverine ever have an Australian... I mean, I know that he's been to Australia, but what are you talking about?
Pride of the X-Men... The pilot, the original 1989 pilot.
Never actually seen that. They made him Australian?
They made him very Australian. And it has the animation of the X-Men cartoon. And it was called Pride of the X-Men, and Kitty Pryde was in the X-Men.
Okay.
And
that's bizarre.
And he had like the old brown outfit in the cartoon and everything.
And he... Wow, that's amazing.
You've never seen it? I thought you would have.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not a big X-Men fan. But he's like Canadian, so why would they make him Australian?
I don't know, but it was stereotypically Australian. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, but you know what's so weird? How Wolverine always winds up hanging around these young teenage girls. You know?
Yeah.
Like I think it's supposed to be like he's a father figure to them, but still, it's weird.
Well, maybe he doesn't feel complete unless he's like father figuring somebody.
I guess. I mean, he does have a son that he's never seen. So.
And well, as far as I know, at least according to the cartoon, he had a thing for Jean forever.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, in the Ultimate comics, like Jean is like 15, and he's still like this old guy who's all like lusting after her and shit.
Dude.
And she was so creeped out by it that she did this thing where she switched his mind with Spider-Man.
Oh.
And which pissed off Spider-Man because apparently Wolverine just tried to hook up with Mary Jane, who was also like 15.
Oh my goodness.
So that's creepy. So who knows, man? I don't know. Katie Pryde's, I don't know. She's just kind of there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move on. Number 46. The Human Torch. Not the original Human Torch. The guy from the Fantastic Four.
Oh, there was one before?
Yeah, like remember I said that like he was one of the original Marvel guys.
Oh, right.
In like the 30s. Yeah, he was a robot, the original Human Torch.
A robot.
Well, an android, whatever the hell. He was like Data, you know.
Oh, all right.
Except he was on fire.
Fully functional?
So they say. You know what's funny is that he had a teenage sidekick who was also like a flaming dude, but his name was Toro, and he instead of being a robot, he was just like a normal kid who could burst into flames.
Oh, so maybe that became the Human Torch we all know.
No, because Toro would be he would be like old now because that was during World War II.
Oh, okay.
No, this Johnny Storm is some other. He got his powers from with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They killed him off recently. It's funny is they were promoting that they were going to do a story called 3 where they killed off one of the members of the Fantastic Four. And they were promoting it, and they had 4 different images of like the 3 of them without like one, and like there was one without the thing, there was one without the torch, like that.
Yeah.
And it was like the guy at the comic shop I go to said, "Who do you think is going to die?" And I said, "It's definitely the Human Torch." And he says, "Well, why do you think that?" I said, "Because he's the only one they haven't killed off before."
Makes sense.
And what happened? It was the Human Torch. Number 45. This will please Joey. Number 45 is Spider Jerusalem from the comic Transmetropolitan. I don't know really if I'd call him a superhero
Spider
or
Jerusalem?
even a hero. That's just his name. He's a journalist in like a crazy, fucked up future world, and he does have a gun that makes people shit themselves.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's an amazing comic.
Bang.
Yeah, exactly. Number 44 is Hawkeye.
Oh, wow. It's higher on the list than Hawkman.
Then they have nothing to do with each other, dude.
I know, but you were saying how you think Hawkeye is lame.
Well, I think Hawkeye is lame because he's a ripoff of Green Arrow, and I think Green Arrow sucks.
Mm.
But at the same time, at least Hawkeye's not a commie.
Oh, okay. Green Arrow's communist?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You've seen Hawkeye, though. Did you see Thor?
No, haven't seen it.
The movie? Okay, Hawkeye has like a little cameo in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, I guess.
He's going to be in the Avengers movie, too. So.
Yeah.
Number 43 is the Martian Manhunter. I was wondering when he was going to show up.
He's...
Martian Manhunter, arguably more powerful than Superman.
Really?
Except he has a kind of a shitty
Weakness,
that
yeah.
Fire is his weakness.
And everybody uses fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Fire or lasers.
But I mean, but he has all of Superman's powers, plus he could also shapeshift and turn invisible, so...
Doesn't he have mind powers?
Yeah, that's right, he does have mind powers.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me of that, I forgot about that. But, so yeah, he's the whole package, except he's weak to fire.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And he is from Mars and hunts men.
Well, he Manhunter is like he was a cop there, basically.
Yeah.
They're just called Manhunters. He's the last living green Martian.
Oh.
Well, actually, they showed that there's another green Martian, a female one, who wants to mate with him to propagate their species, but she's, like, totally insane, and he wants nothing to do with her.
Yeah, whenever, someone comes out and actively says, I am the last one, they're never the last one.
Well, Superman said that, and and then there's, like, a freaking 100,000 Kryptonians showed up.
Yeah.
And even after all they died and shit, you still got Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Let's see. Number 42 is Storm. Not surprised to see her on here.
Yeah, I mean, one of the more popular X-Men.
She's been around since nearly the beginnings.
She's got cool powers.
Played by Halle Berry in the movies. So
Right.
why not?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she was DH to 13, and that made Gambit hot. Number 41. I am not really a fan of this guy. I think he was originally a supervillain, and he was way more interesting then. It's the Silver Surfer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Silver Surfer, I mean, give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
Naked guy riding through space on a surfboard. It was the 60s.
He looks kind of cool. I mean, he's a silver guy on a silver surfboard.
Once you get over that, you realize he has like no personality and that he was way more interesting as a villain.
It's like he's Galactus's secretary. Like,
Basically, that's what he was, yeah. Number 40 with this fucking Fantastic Four shit is Mr. Fantastic.
Bendy Man.
Also known as Marvel's ripoff of Plastic Man.
Plastic, that's it, not Bendy Man.
Except without all the personality.
Oh, boom.
Yeah, Plastic Man's way cooler, sorry to say it. Number 39 is Cyclops, obviously from the X-Men.
Douchebag.
Yeah, he's pretty much known for being a douchebag. I think
He's
that's his
a douche.
thing, I mean...
A leader, but douchey leader.
Exactly.
I got nothing else to say. He shoots lasers at...
Me neither. Yeah, exactly. Number 38 is Doctor Strange.
Hmm.
I heard they're actually making a movie out of him. They tried that before. It didn't really work out.
Oh, there's an actual movie released about Doctor Strange?
There was in, like, the 70s.
Oh, I didn't know.
Wasn't that good?
Oh, I didn't know.
He put the costume on in, like, the last 5 minutes. So, didn't go so well.
Oh, well, maybe lightning will strike the second time around.
Yeah, exactly. Number 37 is...
37 in a row?
My girlfriend sucked 37 cocks.
In a row?
Crow?
37
No.
is...
Well, they say the Crow, but that's like not his name. The Crow is the bird, so...
Yeah, it's just the crow gives them the powers.
Eric Draven would be number 37.
The first one?
Well, that's the one they have a picture of, and that's the one they're talking about. So, yeah, there were many other characters who starred in the Crow comics. He had a movie and a TV series.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about the TV series.
Yeah, most people should forget about that TV series.
Oh.
It's pretty bad. The book was like, like they kind of got the feel of it in the movie, but the book is just so much more violent.
And that's what you like.
Well, if you're going to read a thing about a guy coming back from the dead to kill people that killed him, why not? Number 36 is Spawn.
Speaking of...
I'm not sure which Spawn they're talking about.
Guy who dies, comes back from the dead, kills people?
No, it's the original Spawn, Al Simmons. Okay.
Okay.
He's a bad guy now, so I don't know why they used him.
How new is this list?
A couple of weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Wrong. They're wrong.
Yeah, isn't he a villain now? I mean, whatever. I guess they've given him credit for the 100 or so issues that he wasn't a villain, so...
Yeah.
But, they have a different Spawn now, and he's, a completely different guy, so...
Credit where credit's due, I guess.
Yeah. Number 35 is Judge Dredd.
I am the law!
I am the law. They're actually making a new movie about him that does not have Sylvester Stallone in it, thank fuck.
Or Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. He's actually one of the most popular comic book characters in the United Kingdom.
Judge Dredd?
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, he first appeared in a comic in the 70s called 2000 AD, of which there's been over 1,000 issues of it.
Good heavens!
It's a weekly thing, so,
2000 AD? I think we're a little past that by now.
Well, that's the title of the comic.
Yeah.
Number 34 is Jesse Custer from the Preacher books. You probably don't know the Preacher books.
Not really.
It was this fucked up religion thing where, I think the plot was God was pissed off and he just decided to say, fuck you guys, I'm going home. And
Uh-oh.
And Jesse Custer was this guy who had a couple of minor superpowers, and he was going to try to find God and tell him, hey, get your ass back to,
Sounds kind of like Priest.
Yeah, kind of.
I never saw the movie, but I hear...
Wow, the movie had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Number 33 is Nick Fury.
Ah.
I noticed they used the white guy version.
Yeah.
That's racist.
Supposed to Sam Jackson?
Well, the ultimate version of Nick Fury was based on Samuel Jackson. I mean, you look at him in the comics and you say, yeah, it's Samuel Jackson.
Oh,
So
it was also
sense.
David Hasselhoff.
We forget about that. We don't talk about that. So, Just for that, we're going to move on. Number 32 is Tim Drake, who was originally Robin, is now known as Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Not the burger joint.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that.
And they say one thing here is interesting. This is true. Of all the Robins, Tim Drake is the most like Batman.
As opposed to being more sidekicky, he's more partner.
Well, the original Robin, Dick Grayson, had a more lighthearted tone and everything.
Yeah, more like a sidekick,
And then Jason Todd was like a sociopath.
Yeah.
But basically, if you look at if you were to condense them into one word, you could say that everything about especially the way they fight and the way they handle crime and everything. That Dick is an aerialist. He jumps around and kicks people.
Flying Grayson.
Exactly. Jason Todd, sociopath.
Yeah.
Tim Drake, detective.
Yeah, I guess so. When you think about it.
So, yeah, well, if you read the comics. Yeah, he's currently not Robin. Damian Wayne is Robin right now, but he has his own book as Red Robin, so there you go. Number 31 is Deadpool.
Cool.
Another guy that started as a villain. was too popular to remain as one, so he became a sort of anti-hero.
Even when he was a villain, was he still kind of zany in his own way?
A little. He was a motor mouth, but he wasn't really that funny because he was created by Rob Liefeld, who is a shithead and doesn't know anything about anything. He created these two characters, well, a couple of characters, but the two that he's most known for are Deadpool and Cable. And basically, Deadpool was a ripoff of a DC character called Deathstroke, and Cable is just generic guy with a gun.
Yeah.
And it was this other guy, Fabian Nicieza, who wrote them later on after Rob Liefeld left Marvel. He made them interesting. He came up with the idea that Cyclops was from the Cable was from the future, and that he was telepathic, and that he was Cyclops' son. And he came up with Deadpool being, crazy, and that he was scarred up under the mask, and
very scarred,
and that he hears voices. So a lot of it is, not the original creator.
And the whole fourth wall business.
That came even later.
Even later?
Yeah. Really? Number 30 is Green Arrow. What can I say? He's a friggin' communist idiot.
Wow, they're putting him higher on the list than even Deadpool.
It kind of makes me want to throw up. Yeah. Number 29, John Constantine from the Swamp Thing and Hellblazer comics.
Is this the guy that had his own movie, Constantine?
Yeah, but that wasn't really... it was a good movie, but it was really, nothing like it.
Okay.
In that, he was, sort of like a paranormal investigator kind of guy. While in the comics, he's a sorcerer.
Oh.
And he's also British, which is good that they didn't do that, because I had Keanu Reeves doing a British accent.
Oh, that would have been fantastic.
Well, he tried it in Dracula. It didn't work out too well.
I know.
But, he's actually becoming, a big thing in the DCU right now. He's going to be in Justice League Dark.
Justice League Dark?
That's, the magical guys.
Oh.
Like Zatanna and Constantine, a bunch of other people.
Oh, cool. They have a magic team.
Speaking of which, number 28 is the Swamp Thing.
Oh.
Or as Constantine calls them, old lettuce lips.
Makes sense.
Man, I was I was reading Brightest Day, and a big thing about it was who was going to be the White Lantern, And when they pulled out the Swamp Thing at the end, I'm like, holy shit,
Of
really?
All the characters?
It made perfect sense when I thought about it, but it was really thrown for a loop. Because I was sure that it was going to be Dove,
Okay.
So, alright, moving on. Number 27, The Punisher. Another guy that's kind of started off as a villain and became a hero later on.
He was a villain?
Well, he was always about killing criminals, but he kind of, when he started off, it was just a guy for Spider-Man to beat up.
Oh, okay.
So, that's, how it started.
Hmm.
And then he got his own comic, and it kind of spiraled out of there. And 3 movies.
3, yeah.
None of which have anything to do with each other, and the third one was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
I did like the first 2, though.
So did I.
Yeah.
So did I. But, yeah, there you go. Number 27, The Punisher.
Great.
Number 26 is Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. He's the main character.
I have never seen the show nor read the comics, but everybody says, do it! As in, read those comics and watch that show.
I actually have the very first comic, and I gave it a read, and I was like, oh, this is so good. I got to get the rest of it. But, it costs a lot of money, so...
Yeah.
I'll get them eventually. I'm a really big fan of the guy that writes it. He's the same guy that writes Invincible.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Well,
he also wrote Spider-Man for a while, and that's when, there was a brief window when Spider-Man didn't suck.
Great.
Number 25 is Hellboy. Glad to see Hellboy on the list. I like Hellboy.
Yeah, and can you believe I still haven't even seen the second movie?
Did you like the first one?
I love the first one.
Well, the second one's even better, dude.
Even better.
It's better than the first one, yeah.
And I guess...
Trust me on this. It's way more like the comic. It's crazier. There's a lot of wacky shit going on. There's a lot of great action.
I do like the art style that I've seen for the comic, though. I do like how it looks. But I don't really know that much about the comic world as opposed to the The one movie that I've seen.
It's pretty close, actually.
Yeah? Sweet.
It's pretty close. They did a great job with it. And there was never any doubt that, it had to be Ron Perlman that played Hellboy. As a matter of fact, from what I remember, Guillermo del Toro was talking to Mike Mignola, who created Hellboy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the way I heard it, was that Mike Mignola says, I have an idea in my head for who should play Hellboy. And, Del Toro was like, so do I. Well, what are you thinking? And he says, Ron Perlman. Turned out they were both thinking Ron Perlman.
Yes.
So, it could have been someone else. Number 24 is Yorick Brown from the comic Y, The Last Man. I've never read it, so I don't know anything about it.
I don't know.
I do know a little bit, like the basics is that he's like, some kind of plague happens on the earth that wipes out like all males.
Oh dear.
Except for him. So him and his monkey are the only things with penises.
Oh, no wonder it's called Y. Y chromosome. Going to action, yeah.
Giggity goo. It's probably not as awesome as it sounds, because you'd think that would be really cool, but probably not.
Yeah, maybe he's forced, strapped onto a bed, and just the ladies just come in and out. And
yeah, they're not all. Yeah, and they're not all going to be hot.
No. Well, actually, you never know. They might have to pick the best from the entire world, because he can't have everybody.
Number 23.
Yes.
Yeah, but then he's got to have sex with all his daughters and.
Oh yeah, that's true. And anyway,
number 23 is okay. I was hoping one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be on this list. They picked Raphael.
Really, Raphael?
Yeah. One that's a total asshole.
Yeah, I was hoping Leonardo.
Yeah, I was hoping Donatello, to be honest.
He does machines.
As long as it's not Michelangelo. Michelangelo's a dipshit.
How can you be thinking about pizza at a time where you have to rescue April from dying?
Number 22. Okay, I call shenanigans on number 22. Okay, number 22 is Professor X.
You call shenanigans on that?
I call shenanigans on him because he's such a raging dick. I mean,
How?
If you thought Hank Pym was a dick because he beat his wife, Professor X is like...
What, did he mind rape people?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes, several times.
Whoa.
This isn't Patrick Stewart smiling calmly from the movies, dude. This is the comics.
I'm also thinking of, the cartoon where he's always so subdued. Well, most of the time. Well,
okay, first off, he did become Onslaught, one of the most powerful villains in the Marvel universe of all time.
Yeah.
Second of all, there was a story they were doing for a long time where they were hinted that Cyclops had another brother.
Oh, right.
And they found out that basically that before the second team of X-Men, which is when they introduced Wolverine and Storm and Wolverine and Storm and Banshee, all the international ones.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out that Professor X had made a whole nother team, and one of the guys was Cyclops' brother Vulcan, who he knew and it's not like he was a lost brother and everything. He grew up with him, and they all got killed, on their first mission. Well, it turned out Vulcan was alive, but they all got killed on their first mission. And Professor X was like, well, we don't want you to be traumatized, so he just erased all his memories of his brother, that he ever existed.
Dude.
Yeah. He did that to Magneto once, too. He just took away his whole brain.
Oh, my
Basically
God.
mind-raped him. He's done a lot of... he's basically, not welcome in the X-Men anymore, so...
Who leads the X-Men, then?
Cyclops does.
Oh, even...
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the leader, yeah. But, he's basically, the biggest shithead in the universe.
So
what shenanigans.
Why would they even call themselves the X-Men? That's the name that...
It's a legacy thing, I don't know.
I don't know.
Number 21 is The Spirit, one of the original pulp heroes.
Pulp heroes?
From the 40s, just guys who would put on a mask and a hat and go beat up criminals.
Like the Shadow.
Kind of like the Shadow's a pulp hero. The Shadow had superpowers, but you need same kind of.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the Spirit was marred by that movie that came out recently.
I
So
didn't.
I hope nobody thinks that that's what the comics are like, because it's not.
Hmm.
Number 20 is Catwoman.
A
I'm
hero.
glad that they remembered that she's a good guy now.
She is currently a good guy because she's
Has been for a long time.
seems like wishy-washy cat burglar.
Well, she still steals things from time to time, but she's generally a good person.
But her heart's in the right place.
Did you see the pictures of Anne Hathaway as Catwoman?
I've seen one, just one.
Yeah, there's only two, and they're basically just the same shot from a different angle.
Oh, okay.
Where she's on the motorcycle,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, that is what Catwoman looks like.
That
leather
would
outfit,
yeah.
leather outfit and goggles. None of that fucking stitched together shit from Batman Returns or the.
I thought that
horror
was kind of
outfit
cool though.
Or the horror outfit from Catwoman the movie.
Halle Berry. Oh, Halle
What the
Berry.
hell was that? Seriously. When Halle Berry was wearing just like the leather motorcycle thing and the little mask, and she was robbing the museum, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then the movie went to shit.
And it's like, let's make her look doofy as possible.
Pretty much. Well, when your villain is Sharon Stone, I mean,
Sharon Stone, what are you doing?
yeah. Number 19 is it's Commissioner Gordon.
Well, that seems kind of right.
Sometimes we forget who the real heroes are.
Oh, we did that.
Well, he's a cop. I mean, it's a real thing.
Yeah, comic book
Jim
hero.
Gordon. No, that makes perfect sense.
Does a lot of
He's
good.
been around. He's been around for a long, long time. One thing that, to put it in perspective, actually, and they mentioned this, Gordon has been around before the Joker,
Whoa.
before Alfred, before Robin, before Catwoman, before most of the established Batman characters. He appeared in the same comic that Batman did, the very first one.
The Detective Comics, whatever.
Number 27, yeah.
27.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's... that's a longevity. And he's never been killed off, so...
Wow, he must be old.
Well, you know how they shift the time and everything. But,
Yeah.
But Commissioner Gordon, he does deserve it. I think he does deserve a spot on the list. I'm going to move on here. Number 18 is The Thing. Well, I guess if you're gonna like any member of the Fantastic Four, it might as well be The Thing.
It's clobbering time.
Yeah, exactly. Number 17 is Barbara Gordon.
Oh.
Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Yeah, who's been
She was
through
the
several.
She was the original Batgirl.
Batgirl, and then Sadness.
Oracle.
Yeah.
Oracle. And she's gonna be Batgirl again.
Again?
Yeah, in the reboot.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, eh?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to do the Oracle business anymore.
But, well, it's not like they're erasing it. Like they said, yes, she was paralyzed for a while. She was Oracle, but now she goes through, physical rehabilitation and becomes Batgirl again.
Oh, wow. Talk about, that's real physical rehab right there.
Yeah, exactly. Number 16 is Rorschach from the Watchmen comics.
Oh, that guy was cool, at least in the movie.
Well, yeah, they did a good job with him. He's a little crazier in the books, but it's pretty much the same idea,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That mask thing was awesome to look at.
They did a great job. I was wondering how they were going to, handle that,
Mm-hmm.
And they did a great job with it. Because it does that in the comics. It always changes.
Oh, good.
Number 15 is Dream from the Sandman comics.
Dream?
I never really got into the Sandman comics.
Me neither.
I know that everybody loves them, and I just never,
Everybody
never got
loves
into
the
it.
Sandman.
I guess, right? Number 14, we're in the end stretch here, is Thor.
Thor, God of Thunder.
Thor, God of Thunder, exactly. I thought his movie was all right, too. Thor is pretty cool for a Marvel guy.
That's the main consensus I hear about the movie, too, is that it's okay.
Yeah, it could use more action.
And as for a superhero, what is he without the hammer, though? Can he still do stuff?
He's still a god.
Huh. They didn't take away his godliness?
Well, in the movie they did.
Oh, but I mean, the comic character.
No, well, in the comics, they keep changing the rules, but for a while, like if he was separated from the hammer for too long, he would turn into a human.
Mm-hmm. But Norse gods can still die, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, if you walk around and say, I'm a god, instant chicks.
Prove it. Number 13 is Jean Grey, who has had a lot of superhero names, probably best known as Phoenix.
Yes, and Dark Phoenix, and then Phoenix again.
Also Marvel Girl. She was Marvel Girl for a while. She's also been killed off and resurrected more than any of the other X-Men, so... She's currently dead, though. I don't think they're going to be bringing her back.
Oh, really?
Well, they have her daughter as, like, the new Marvel Girl, so... So, you know, they don't really need her.
All right.
Number 12 is... okay, I don't like this guy, but I give him a little bit more of a boost because I did like the movies as Iron Man.
Yeah, I did like the movies, too.
Can't stand Iron Man, but I gotta admit, the movies were pretty cool, especially the first one.
Yeah, first one was great, second one was good.
Good, yeah, exactly. In the comics, he's such a dick.
Okay, so the character is a dick, but
yeah,
what about in terms of heroism?
He's a dick.
Oh. Yeah, dick. Yeah, right.
Number 11 is Dick Grayson. You're a dick.
You're a dick. And speaking of dicks...
Dick Grayson, original Robin, then became Nightwing, is currently Batman.
Yeah. Why not sit on that one for a little while, kids? He's Batman.
Is Batman... what are you predicting for the top, 3 here? I think, like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking DC and probably the highest Marvel
Superman,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, and he'd probably be at, number 4.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, Superman, number 1, Batman, number 2, Wonder Woman, number 3.
Where do you think Green Lantern's going to be sitting?
Probably number 5. That's my prediction. Let's see. Number 10, Daredevil. Huh.
Awesome.
It's a little high up on the list.
You think? I like the idea behind him, though.
You like him because he's blind.
Yeah, I kind of do.
But
But it's such a cool idea that, the eyes are taken away.
Isn't he a bad guy now? I don't know what's going on with him.
Oh, I don't know about these days, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
But, you also might not like the fact that he was kind of played by Ben Affleck in the movie.
Oh, I didn't care about that.
Oh, no?
Yeah, Ben Affleck didn't. He was alright, I guess. The movie itself is shit. Number 9 is the Hulk.
Hulk smash.
Hulk smash. Exactly. Can't argue with that.
Yep. Hulk smash.
I always like the Hulk.
David Banner, Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Any other Banner.
Oh, here's a frickin' shock. I didn't expect to see him this high on the list. Number 8 is Wally West.
Who is this Wally West?
The Flash.
Oh, the current one?
Not anymore. Barry Allen is the Flash now.
Again,
yeah. He was killed in Flashpoint. We don't know if that's permanent or not. So.
All right.
I like him, but oh snap! Okay, this throws a wrench in my whole theory. Number 7 is Hal Jordan.
Oh, Green Lantern number 7.
Yeah.
See, I didn't think he'd be number 5.
Unless we have Guy Gardner or somebody, that's the highest Green Lantern's gonna get. Well, all right. Surprised I haven't seen Invincible on this list.
Do they?
I don't think he's higher than Green Lantern. They know characters I never heard of. They have other Image characters on here. All right, let's see. Number 6 is Captain America.
Ah, makes sense.
Acceptable. Okay.
The movies had just come out, so there's still, the popularity's kind of floating around.
That movie looks awful.
Oh, come punch Hitler with me.
Then again, I thought X-Men First Class looked awful, and everybody says it was awesome. So who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Number 5 is Wonder Woman.
Ooh, number 5.
I think she deserves number 3, but okay.
I don't know. Wonder Woman had some pretty good. I only know her from cartoons, pretty much. They
actually did a pretty good job with her in the Justice League cartoons.
Yeah, I wasn't able to read a lot of comics back then, so I would just go on cartoon lore.
That's fine. Number 4 is Wolverine. Okay, I should have seen that one coming.
Right, yeah.
So I'm guessing that next is Spider-Man.
Snicked.
Yeah. Number 3 is Spider-Man.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
So if my theory is correct, Batman.
Batman, Superman. That's what I'm thinking.
If it's in the opposite order, I guess I can't complain too much. But still, like, what the fuck. Number 2, Batman.
Batman. Cutest cat in the world.
Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Bruce Wayne.
And number 1 is Squirrel Girl. No, I'm joking. Superman.
I was waiting for you to pull something like that. Who's he going to name?
Superman.
Lethargic Lad.
Is that real?
That's a real comic book character.
Really? Yeah. There's also Too Much Coffee Man. That's a real comic. There's Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Yeah.
There's some crazy comics out there.
But yeah, Superman number 1, Batman number 2, totally. Sure.
I don't know.
Why not?
Number 3 was
Spider-Man. He's cool.
Spider-Man. But come on, really? Wonder Woman.
He's got cool powers.
Wonder Woman. Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Invincible. Where was Invincible?
Yeah, he's not that invincible, apparently.
Dude, he's been around for longer than a lot of these guys that I've never heard of. He's fucking the coolest superhero Images ever put out. Because I don't consider Spawn to be a superhero. Just point that out.
But that's your list.
They have Gru, they have Usagi, Yojimbo, and Cerberus, but no Invincible.
I don't know. Maybe they just feel differently about heroes that you do.
Dude. They have Usagi Yojimbo on here.
Hey, this isn't my list, okay?
Alright, I'm just saying that's fucked up that they don't include Mark Grayson, a.k.a. Invincible, on here. I mean, come on. It's a great comic, and you're a dick if you don't put him on the top 100.
For all those listening, I guess you should go out and read Invincible, because it sounds pretty freaking good.
It's a great comic. Unbelievable. It's just that if you start from the beginning, you're going to think, oh, this is cute, this is fun, and then when it starts to get insanely violent, that it gets interesting.
And the drawings for in the beginning are kind of...
Well, yeah. The art has improved by quite a lot.
Yeah.
But, what do you think, overall?
Out of 100? Ooh.
Out of 100.
Well, a lot of the ones I expected to be there were there.
Yeah.
I thought the top 10 seemed pretty reasonable.
Fairly solid. It was pretty much what we thought, just in a slightly different order.
Yeah.
I didn't think of Wolverine. That's my fault. I should have thought of Wolverine.
I think I'm going to give it...
I think Hal Jordan should have been higher. I don't think Wally West should have been as high, but...
I think I'll give it a 73.
73. I'm going to be a little nicer than that. I think it I take umbrage with a few of the things on here. I take umbrage with the order of a few of the things, but that's to be expected with any top 100 list.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
The non-inclusion of Invincible is weird, but I think I'm going to give it an 80.
An 80? Wow.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of them I didn't know, so I couldn't really judge properly, and some of them I'm like, why are they this high? Why are they that low?
Well, that's why I tried to do my best to explain some of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you did.
I think it was better than their supervillains list because they didn't have something ridiculous at number 1 like Magneto. Not that I think he's ridiculous, but he's not number 1. Top 5 we'll give him. You know what I mean?
Like maybe number 5.
Number 5, yeah, exactly.
Who would you put as number 1? The Joker?
The Joker, yeah.
Yeah. Who would be number 2? Mr. Mixoplick.
Probably Darkseid.
Darkseid. Yeah, I guess.
Quite possibly. Although, this is subject to... Is he really a villain? But he was definitely a villain when they wrote the list, Sinestro.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
For those of you who may have just seen the Green Lantern movie, and you know that Sinestro is a good guy, but, going to turn into a bad guy.
There's that teaser at the very end.
Well, in the comics, it's sort of the opposite. He's going to be a good guy again.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we got to wrap this up. So that's going to be, especially since Julie just came online. So
hey now,
giggity. So we'll see you guys next week. Send us your lists. Send us suggestions. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm NecroVMX.
And I'm Armageddon Time.
And we out, bitches.
See you later.
Tits.